And what is going on, everyone? And welcome to the Week 5 edition of Fulton Pick'em. I'm your host, Rich. So we got a great weekend of football on tap. So let's review how I did last week. I finished with a good 11-5 record, bringing my season record to 46-17, uh, and a 73% winning percentage. Now, for my AFC and NFC Player of the Week, my AFC Player of the Week will be Las Vegas Raider running back Ashton Gentry against Chicago in a 25-24 loss. He had 21 carries for 138 yards and one touchdown. And my NFC Player of the Week this week would be Dallas wide receiver George Pickens. In a real tie, it was 40-40 against the Green Bay Packers. He had 8 receptions for 13 yards and for 2 touchdowns. Now, heading into week 5, here are my power rankings. In the number 1 spot, we have the 4-0 Philadelphia Eagles. In number 2, we have the 4-0 Buffalo Bills. Number 3 goes to the 3-1 Los Angeles Chargers. 3-1 at number 4 will be the San Francisco 49ers. Detroit Lions have the 5th spot at 3-1. The Green Bay Packers are 6th at 2-1-1. Pittsburgh Steelers at number 7 at 3-1. Kansas City Chiefs still hanging in my top 10 here in week 5 at 2-2 record. They are the number 8 spot. And number 9, another 2-2 team still hanging on, trying to prove to me that they're still proving to me that they're still worthy of my top 10. Cincinnati Bengals, number 9. And finally, at number 10, the surprising Indianapolis Colts at 3-1. All right. Now, with that out of the way, let me get to my picks for week 5. And here they are. First up today, we got NFC West clash in Inglewood as the 49ers are taking on the Rams. The Rams are 8.5-point favorites. I'm going with the Rams for that one. Next up, we have our first of, I believe, 3 games in London. So next 3 Sunday mornings at 9:30 Eastern time. And this one in Minnesota and Cleveland will kick things off across the pond as Minnesota is 4.5-point favorites over the Cleveland Browns. For that one, I got Minnesota. To the usual 1 o'clock slate, the Giants visiting Saints down in the Bayou. The Saints are 1.5-point favorites. For that one, I'm going with the G-Men. We got the Raiders visiting the, again, always surprising Indianapolis Colts. India's minus is favored by 7 points. For that one, I am taking the Colts. We got the Denver Broncos visiting the defending Super Bowl champions. The Eagles are 3.5-point favorites. For that one, I'm going with Philly. Next up, we got the Dallas Cowboys visiting the Meadowlands, taking on my wonderful, and I use that term loosely, New York Jets. They are 2.5-point favorites, and for that one, I am going against my team yet again, and I am picking the Cowboys. Next up, we have the Houston Texans taking on Baltimore. Baltimore is the surprisingly the underdogs in this one. Houston's 1.5-point favorites. For that one, though, I'm going against the spread. I have confidence in the Ravens. I have them winning that one. Next up, we got Miami Dolphins visiting in Carolina Panthers. Miami obviously beat my Jets this past Monday night for their first win of the season. They are 1.5-point favorites over the Carolina Panthers, so I'm going with the Dolphins. Moving on to the 4 o'clock slate, we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are 7.5-point favorites. I'm going with the Cards on that one. Next up, we got the Detroit Lions visiting the Cincinnati Bengals. Should be an interesting one. That's at 425. Uh, Lions are Big 10.5 point favorites. I'm going with the Lions. Also, I forgot, skipped one, Tampa Bay Bucks taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's 3.5 point favorites. I'm going with the Bucks on that one. Next up, another 425 one. Should be a good one in Inglewood. We got Washington taking on the Chargers. Chargers, very close 2.5 point favorites. I'm going with the Chargers. And we have a AFC East clash for Sunday night. New England taking on Buffalo. Always a huge rivalry. Buffalo's 8.5 point favorites. I'm going with Buffalo. And then finally, we wrap the week up on Monday night, tomorrow night, 8:15. The defending AFC champs, Kansas City Chiefs, are visiting Duval County to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chiefs are 3.5 point favorites, and I will be going with the Chiefs for that one. Now it is time to pick my top 3 games of week 5. Starting at number 3, I have the Giants over the Saints, 35-30. Number 2, I got Miami over Carolina, 24-10. And my game of the week for week 5 is the LA Chargers taking on the Washington Commanders. I have the Chargers winning that 17-7. All right, everyone. That is it for the week 5 edition. I will see you next week for week 6. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe and enjoy the games. I will talk to you next week.